something like that, breaking the window. It has not happened in the United States yet that I know of, but I just don't want it to give an excuse to any impressionable young people who don't know what's going on. That's all. Just how to get that in the bud. Everybody tries to do it.
I think the clarification is really good because I think there's a big distinction between civil disobedience, which is civil and peaceful, and violent, right? And so my understanding is we're non-violent, and if there is some sort of civil disobedience, of course nobody has to engage in it if they're not comfortable with that. But that's a big distinction, I think, that needs to be made between civil disobedience and violence. Right? The other thing I'd say is if we're going to be a nonviolent movement, when we put out a statement or a call to action, just include that as part of it. This is nonviolent resistance or whatever we're doing. And if violence happens, then maybe we need a safety committee or something like that that can train some people listening.
Hello. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. We should have, I think, a conflict resolution group within the direct action, potentially this group that deals specifically with people coming in and trying to mess with things or and beyond. Proposal thingy.
Okay, so also it is possible that I think that we need a group, and maybe we could be in a group of people that are dealing with the media. And I really keep using this because it makes it really dramatic. But okay, there's a possibility, like a pretty good possibility, that if we go far enough and the community continue doing it, and then the police really start to not like us, that they can easily send somebody in saying that they're one of us, so the media picks it up and says, and then they have that person maybe dressed all in black and some mask on and then go break a window downtown, and then they're like, oh, I'm with whatever, I'm with Occupy Boise, and then the media picks it up and uses it against us to make it look like to discount everything that we are doing peacefully. So we need a group that can deal with that when it happens to counter state. Because hey, that's not what we're about actually, and that person is not with us. Anyway, I feel like maybe we need to think about that.
We need an informant and snitch list.
You guys, when you're talking in the megaphone, there's thing up top. Speak into that and speak very closely to it, and speak loudly anyway. It's really, really tough when you're on the outside of this person to hear what you're saying, and it's hard to really listen in and make sure we're getting it all if I'm just trying to listen to what you're saying. So just speak right into this top thing right here. Thank you.
Okay. For those of there are some in the group here today that weren't here with the much larger group yesterday. There is a dedicated media interface group separate from the direct action that's dealing with media contacts, how to get the message out, how to address kind of interventionists that might try to get with things. But also the same legal advisor, I think Brian Walker, is putting together training on nonviolent intervention. So, and how to deal with those kind of interlopers and how to deal with those that are maybe wanting to take it outside the realm of nonviolence. So I would just encourage everybody to look at the Facebook lists and see what things have sprouted up since last night. So.
I would say just in terms of the legal aspects that we're talking about, I did notice on the Facebook pages last night that Mike posted something that he's having a class on Monday at 6 o'clock. I don't remember from memory, I believe it is
touched on that important aspect of that. I think we should go back again to what time we want to do it. We were talking about 2:30 or 4:30. Talk about that a little bit more. Maybe we could leave somewhere at 2:30 and start at 4:30, or we can just occupy somewhere until then. Also, I forgot to mention at the very beginning, I did set up a Facebook group specifically for this direct action group. It's Occupy Boise Public Direct Action and for EDA. And so let's talk about the time again. Somebody else has to put on that. And also the Facebook group is under the secret category. So I think anybody can add friends, or I can add people. Like, you might be able to request to add. But anyways, it's private. Nobody can be members or when Facebook. Oh, so we can't add. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
it's closed if someone will request it.
Okay, we want to. I wasn't totally sure. I kind of switched it back. First it was closed, then it was secret. Do we have a preference for the Facebook group? A lot of people had expressed that the public option was you would create people that were in opposition. They might go down this position or anything, but in my mind, that's inevitable anyway, probably, especially for reaching out to the media. So maybe I'll have any thoughts on timing and Facebook privacy.
Who wants to talk about
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, like, with I'm part of the direct action support, and that's one of the things that we talked about was going back to the legal issues. Doing the legal observer training, that would be the supportive role. That we wouldn't like the legal observers not actually involved, but close by observing. So if action does happen, if we get involved, we're on the outside, where we're like less likely to actually get arrested, get involved. So we're like going back to different stuff. So if you're interested in the legal stuff, the legal observer training is the training that's on Tuesday, I believe, and then the Know Your Rights training is on Monday. So that's a good for anybody interested in when you're in your rights and when you cross over your rights and what to do.